With the new Superman movie coming out, there's a lot of talk about what the most powerful version of Superman is and all this shit. And you know what? In my eyes, I low-key think Tom Welling's Superman at the end of Smallville, casually shoulder pressing an entire planet, is the strongest live action Superman we've seen. Beyond Christopher Reeves, who literally flew in reverse time. Okay? Some would say Henry Cavill's Superman after being rebirthed from the mother box, yeah, he's up there too. But regardless, a lot of people are saying, oh, could Omni-Man beat Superman in a fight? Because people have done Omni-Man versus Homelander. I don't know why that's even... Homelander doesn't belong in the conversation with Sentry, Omni-Man, or Superman. But regardless, people are saying, oh, Omni-Man, could he fight Superman? Could he beat him? Now, if we're talking comic books, I'm just going to say this right now. There is no fight here. Superman sneezed away entire galaxies in the comics. This is not fair. He lifted a book of infinite pages. This is a reality check for Invincible fans. Omni-Man versus Superman in the comics is not... Superman would rip that man in half like Sentry did Ares. That's what he would do. But let's talk live action. Let's talk about what we've seen in the movies. Maybe Omni-Man can contend with some of those. Let's talk about Omni-Man for a second. He annihilates entire armies, murders Earth's strongest superhero team in an ambush, destroyed an entire planet's infrastructure, the Flaxen homeworld, in minutes. Solo. Ripped through an immortal demigod and a kaiju, a massive kaiju like wet tissue. So let's pit him against all the Supermans we've seen. Christopher Reeves, the classic. This is a close fight. I do believe it. Superman wins. Superman is absurdly overpowered. He reversed time. I don't think Omni-Man knows what the fuck that even is. I don't think Omni-Man would even know what Superman's doing at that point. Okay? He lifts tectonic plates and is practically immortal, while Omni-Man is brutal. And remember, Omni-Man, the one thing Omni-Man has over Superman in this is he's willing to kill, he's willing to do dirty, under the table shit. Superman's raw power, it gives him the edge, okay? Dean Cain from Lois and Clark series. Omni-Man beats this one. Because Dean Cain's Superman is strong and fast, but rarely, his feats aren't that crazy in that show. He's rarely shown fighting planetary level threats in that show. So Omni-Man's raw violence and ruthlessness would probably just kill him. Tom Welling. This is a close fight. Because most of what we've seen of Tom Welling's Superman is him in his younger years. Omni-Man's beating that ass. Omni-Man's beating that ass. That Superman was low-key weak. But the finale Superman in Smallville, who's shoulder pressing Apocalypse out of... throwing it, hurling it across space. Sorry, man. By the final season, Clark is too good. Omni-Man would probably dominate him early in a fight. So let's say it's a 5-rounder. Omni-Man wins like the first 2 rounds. Then Welling's Superman... with the speed, he's way faster. He'll fly into space, fly around this dude, super speed him, outlast him. And then once Omni-Man's gassed, Superman knocks him out cold. Brandon Routh from Superman Returns and the CW Crisis, since they're both the same. Routh has lifted an entire continent of kryptonite, which is his weakness. Tanks point blank mini nukes and is a seasoned veteran, while Omni-Man is more savage. Routh's resilience gives him the long-term advantage. Omni-Man would probably slap him around at first, similar to Tom Welling. He'd slap him around. He'd beat the shit out of him. He'd probably make him bleed, but then Reeves would just... The thing is, Superman can outlast Omni-Man even in his weakest form. I've seen Omni-Man get punched hard and not recover from it like Superman does. Superman... Let's take Tom Welling's Superman, for example, okay? I'm not even counting Brandon Routh's Superman, who got stabbed by kryptonite by Lex Luthor, and then was forced to lift the freaking continent right after that, okay? Made of kryptonite. Tom Welling took punches off of Kane from WWE, who's like a Kryptonian, like a phantom or some shit. I don't know. He was a pretty strong dude. And he literally got stronger as the fight went on. I don't think Omni-Man has that dog in him. Tyler Hoechlin, Superman from Superman and Lois. Okay. I do think Omni-Man would win this. People are going to get mad at me. I'm a big fan of Tyler Hoechlin Superman. I love him. That Superman's strong, fast, and skilled. But we've seen Omni-Man shred superpowered enemies without mercy. And unless this Clark fights to kill, he gets outpaced and overwhelmed. Omni-Man also has more feats in the Invincible universe than Tyler Hoechlin Supes does. I know Hoechlin's fought Doomsday and Lex Luthor with his armor and all that, but also it's a CW show, so you can't show that many feats of this particular Superman, which is crazy considering Tom Welling lifted a fucking planet. But still, I think Omni-Man could take him. It's a close fight. Omni-Man's not... Listen... Omni-Man is not coming out of any of these fights without the need for multiple stitches across his face and this balls falling off. I think he could probably beat Tyler Hoechlin Superman, only because also Tyler Hoechlin Superman in the Crisis crossover, him and Supergirl were shooting lasers at this like ship or something, and he gassed. He fatigued and fell while Supergirl was still going. You're not beating Omni-Man, I'm sorry. Here we go, the final one, all right? This is a fast video, holy shit. Henry Cavill's Superman. Remember, this Superman, he has atmosphere problems, right? That could fuck with him. In A Man of Steel, bullets, they were kind of irritating his skin, and he took a nuke in BVS, and it would have killed him, but he got the sun rays in time, right? He got nuked, he got hit with a nuke. Granted, he was fighting a Doomsday, and there was a kryptonite spear in there, so you could say that also added to it, but a nuke was able to fuck him up, and the sun brought him back, okay? So he's not the most durable Superman of all time. But after he comes back with the mother box in the Snyder Cut, you have to believe this man's power almost doubled. Cavill's Superman moves at hypersonic speeds, fights god-tier threats like Zod and Steppenwolf, and he's willing to kill when necessary. Oh, this is a very, very different Superman than Omni-Man's used to. This brother snapped Zod's neck clean when he had to. He's not like Tom Welling or any of these other Supermen who are like, no, we can't kill, we can't cross that line for the good of the people. No, Henry Cavill's Superman under Zack Snyder's direction, even though he had the chokehold on Zod. Remember, the chokehold, if you have someone's back like that, you have won the fight unless you're low IQ as fuck. Some people say, well, he had to kill Zod. Zod was about to laser people. What else could he do? He could have done a lot. When you have someone's neck, you can go back and have the laser shoot up. What the fuck is he hitting the sky at that point? You gotta just pray a plane isn't going through at that time, okay? Choke him out. You have his neck. You have his neck. You could do it, bro. If clearly, I get it. Maybe like Henry Cavill Superman hasn't done jujitsu. I get it. I understand. He's lived a long time. I'm sure he's got some moves though. And clearly people who defend this don't know anything about jiu-jitsu either. But I'm just saying, if you have someone's back and their neck, you can do a lot. But he snapped Zod's neck. Omni-Man's fucking dead. Omni-Man's dead. This is the first Superman who's willing to kill. Omni-Man, the one thing you had was your brutality, and you're willing to go places Superman can't. No. There's none of that anymore. If Henry Cavill sees you try to use his head to kill people, Henry Cavill's slitting your throat with his fingers, bro. And then he's gonna look down like this, as if it bothered him. And then he'll fuck Lois the next day. Like that's what that Superman is. That's the kind of guy he is. A whole courtroom blew up with him in it, and his face was like, man, how did I let this happen? Who the fuck is gardening right now with a lawnmower? Regardless, I don't think Omni-Man survives. I don't think Omni-Man survives with many Supermen. Dean Cain, yes. Tyler Hoechlin, maybe. That's still a maybe, by the way. I'm still not convinced he would beat Tyler Hoechlin Superman, but that's like, out of all the Supermans, that's probably the most likely one. Henry Cavill is fucking you up horrendously, especially post-Motherbox. Now, pre-Motherbox, you have a chance, Omni-Man. Post-Motherbox, you're dead. You're dead. You're literally dead. Okay? Those are my thoughts on that. People need to stop this argument now. Would Mark Grayson and Omni-Man do well? Would Conquest do well against Superman? Bro, do you guys understand who Superman is? Do you guys understand the beings that this man's fought? This man has been fighting Darkseid, Trigon, literally cosmic entities. This guy is a different level of entity. Now, live action, yeah, it becomes closer, but still, that Superman in live action just levels up over time. Tom Welling leveled up to a point where he was lifting planets. Henry Cavill leveled up to the point where he's taken on the entire Justice League without trying, got boosted from a mother box, and made Steppenwolf his bitch like nothing. Literally cold froze Steppenwolf's axe and broke it like it was nothing. Omni-Man, you ain't leveling up like this man is. You ain't leveling up like this. Alright? And Omni-Man is probably like, what happens if Omni-Man accidentally punches Supes near the sun? Even if Supes is like badly wounded, Superman kills him very instantly. If Superman was to just fly into the sun and absorb some shit from there, he one-shots Omni-Man. That's a dose of reality for people out there, alright? I love Omni-Man though. Nothing against him. He's my boy. We chat all the time, alright? That's what I gotta say about that. If you want, what else? I don't have any other video on my end screen to show with this, alright? I needed to settle this debate, alright? Like and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission. to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.